Hello OT learners and welcome to today's video where we'll be talking about how to create this beautiful table of contents slide for a pizza shop. Now as you can see we have 5 table of content over here. We have 5 different content on this slide, and as you try to explain one of the contents, as you can see you are going to have this beautiful animation coming in. You have this orange background moving from point to point, and as you move you can see that the title, the previous one, is being tick marked, as you can see over here. So this is what we want to create in today's video. We are going to be going through this step by step with no steps skipped. I will teach you everything you need to know, all the various steps involved, everything you have to do from the font to the alignment of the text and everything, so that you can create something as beautiful as this. So if this is something you are really interested in, let's go ahead and start. So as you can see, this is the first slide, this is the second slide, this is the third slide, fourth slide, fifth slide, and this is the last slide we have over here. Now for us to be able to execute the animation that we just saw, we need to add one of the animation that is currently not present in PowerPoint 2016 but Office 365. Now because I do not have Office 365, I downloaded an Excel file, a PowerPoint slide that already has the animation applied to it. So I had a friend who made it, applied the effect to it and sent it to me, and that is what I'm going to use as a blank canvas for us to do the animation. So without further ado, let's begin. Let's try to create this first slide we have over here, starting from scratch. So I want to come here to file, I come to new blank presentation. Now because we need the animation, which is the morph effect, and it's not present in this particular Office version that I'm using, I'm going to go back, and then I scroll back here, then I copy this slide over here. So I right click, then I copy, then I go back to my new presentation, okay, and then I paste the slide over here. So I delete the previous one, and then I have it over here. So as you can see, this is a blank canvas, there is nothing on it, and then from here we can straight ahead go ahead and do what we have to do. So the first thing we want to do is if we look at what the design that we have, we can see that we have this pizza image over here, then we have this dotted lines around, then we have this box containing the numbers, then we have a placeholder with some text in it, a placeholder with a text, placeholder, a text, placeholder, a text, placeholder, and text. Okay, so this is basically just some placeholders with the text, then one image, one line, okay, and then one circle over here with numbers in it. So we want to start by looking at how we can do this. So the first thing I want to do is bring in my image into this empty blank canvas that I have. So I come here to insert, I come to my pictures, and I go to this device. So I have this in my downloads, so I go there, then I select, this is what you're going to do, so I select that right there. Okay, so this is the image that I have. Now if I'm not sure you can see, let me go to design, go to format background, and then I select a different color for the background. Let me see, dark black. As you can see, this picture or this image has a white background around it, but we need the image without the background, so we have to remove the background. How can we do that? So the first thing we want to do is to select the picture and then go to picture format, then we come to remove background over here, we click on that. So it is going to highlight the picture and the areas that we want to keep and the areas that we want to get rid of. So I'm going to extend this guy over here, then I extend this guy as well to cover the pizza, the area that I want to be kept. Right, so once I'm done with that, I can now select keep changes over here. So once I do that, you can see that I now only have the pizza image without the background. So that is how you remove the background of a picture in PowerPoint. So I want to crop the image, I want to crop it a little. So I'm going to bring this guy very close over here, and then I select that. So I can now go back, okay, go to fill, I select the background, I go to the color over here, I select white because we want to work on a white canvas. Right, so this is the image that we have. So I'm going to zoom out a little from here, then I position the image over here to have something that I really am conversant with. You can choose any way you want. I want to enlarge it a little, and then I position it almost half over here. Right, so now that I have that, I can now select the image. I go to format picture, then I come to crop, then I crop half of the image out. So I'm going to crop from the back and make sure it's snapped together with the edge, exact edge of the slide over here, and then I select crop. Okay, so now I already have the slice of the pizza looking the way I want it to look for me. So this is very good. So if we look at the original diagram that we have over here, we can see that we have the image being sliced into half. Now the next thing we want to do is to add these dotted lines around the pizza where we're going to be having our bulleted point on it. So if I go back, what I'm going to do is to come to insert over here, then I select a circle, and I press and hold down shift to have it in a perfect circle, or I send it up. Then I go to insert again, I come to shape, I select a rectangle, and I draw the rectangle across this guy, making sure that it is covering half the cycle for me. So I now select these two guys, then I go to shape format, I come to merge shapes, then I go to fragment. So it means it's going to fragment everything, and I can delete the parts that I want, the parts that I want to keep. So I want to delete this guy, so backspace, backspace. So I have just this half or semicircle shape that I have over here. So I'm going to go to fill. Once having it selected, I go to fill, then I go to no fill, then shape outline. I select a little bit of gray color for it, and then under shape outline I come to the dashes over here, and then I select this guy over here, the long dash over here. That is what I'll select. So with the help of the Alt key, I can increase the size of this guy, then I bring it and I position it somewhere here. Okay, so let me size this a little bit. So press and hold down shift, and then I size it to be smaller a little bit. So now this all boils down to you positioning what you have really well to suit, or for the distance between it and the pizza to be equivalent enough for you to use for your design. Alright, so I think this is okay. So I'm gonna bring it a little bit right here. Okay, this looks good, looks fine to me. Okay, so if we go back to the original design that we have, it means we are done with that. We are done with the shape, the dotted line around it. So the next thing we want to do is to put these circles with the numbers written on them over here. So we go back to what we have, then let me select these guys and bring them down a little. Okay, then I go to insert, come here to shape, I select this, press and hold down shift while drawing my circle to have it in a round and nice format for me. Then I come to shape fill, I select this the second light gray over here. Shape outline, I go to no outline, so I bring this guy somewhere here. Okay, I think that is okay. Now I have to copy this guy, so I press and hold down Control, and then I drag to copy. So I bring it somewhere here. I do the same thing. I bring it to the middle over here. Then I select these two guys. I press and hold down Control, and I drag them down a little. Okay, so I select this guy and then I bring it down so it is perfectly aligned with what I have at the top over there. So already you can see that this is looking pretty good. This is looking pretty much the same like the original sample that we have. So let me reposition this guy a little bit to come to the top there, and then realign this guy to be in line with this guy exactly. So I'm gonna have it very good. So I'm gonna bring this guy down a little, and send this guy up a little. Very good. All right, so now that I have this, all I have to do is to right click inside and then write 1, right click inside here, write 2, right click inside here, write 3, right click inside here and write 4, and then I write 5 over here. Now the font size I'm using for this design is Montserrat because that is a very nice font. It's a very beautiful font. It actually works well if you are doing designs and you don't know which type of font to use. So I'm using Montserrat for this font. So if we go back to the original design, you can see that the Montserrat, I'm using Montserrat medium size 18. So I'm going to use the same thing over here. So I select my number, then I scroll down to where I have my Montserrat, then I select Montserrat medium size 18. That is good. So I select this guy, press shift, select everything over here, then I come to font size, select Montserrat medium to change all of them, then they all have size 18. Very good. So now that we are done with the basic design and then the alignment, all we have to do is now to position the text and then the placeholders that we have. So we go to insert, then we come here and come and select this text box over here, and we drag it a little over here, and then you can type in the title 1. So title 1, I select it, I go to Montserrat, but this time around I'm using Montserrat semi-bold, and then for the font color I'm going to make it a little bit of the third white gray over here, so it's fading the background a little. Then I press and hold down Control, then I duplicate this guy, then I enlarge it a little bit. So I just type equals lorem, open bracket and close, and I press enter to have this text over here. So I am going to delete it up to here because I don't need the rest of the text. Enlarge it a little, select it, font size should be 16, bring it down a little, and I think this should be fine. So let's look at the original one. Okay, it look alright. So let's bring this guy a little bit like this. This is very good. Bring this guy down a little as well. Okay, very good. Now the next thing we need to do is just to duplicate this guy. So I select this guy and this guy, I press and hold down Control, I duplicate and I bring it a little bit inside over here. Then I do the same thing over here whilst bringing it a little bit out. Then I bring this guy over here, make sure it's aligned with this one. Then I bring this guy over here while still holding my Control and duplicating it, make sure it is aligned with the first one that I have. Okay, so okay, I think this is fine. So yeah, basically that is how we go around doing it. So the next thing I want to do is to change the text over here. So title 2, title 3, this will be title 4. This is 5. Okay, so I'm going to select these guys and then send them a little bit up because they are way too down. Okay, so I have this looking very good for me. So just to avoid this, because these guys are the same, if we duplicate the slide and do the rest of the animation that we need to do, it is going to be interchanging the words, and we don't want that. So I'm just going to add something, let's say add, because definitely your subtitle and your big title is not going to be the same for all the points that you have. So let me just do some small changes to the word over here so that they are not the same. So I'm just adding some random letter to the end of this one over here so that I have them looking very different. So I'm going to ignore all. But then again, if you are doing this, you have your points that you are going to put over there, so you know what to go where and what not to go where it's supposed not to be. So the next thing we want to do is to come here, and then we come and select our text box again. Then we write our title over here. So I'm gonna name this the pizza shop. Let's bring some variation. Let's not repeat exactly what we have over here in the pizza shop menu. Okay, so Control A to select it. I come here, select uppercase, and then come here, move down. Then there's another font that I want to use for the title slide over here. This one, Microma, that is very nice font. It's normally good for a title like this. So I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger, 20. Then for the color, I come and I select the eyedropper over here. Then I try to select one of the colors from the pizza and see which one works best for me. So I think I like the previous reddish color that I selected. So yes, I'm going to select these guys, press underline, and okay, then we need to increase the spacing between the words. It's too compact for me, so I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna select loose over here. Okay, I think that is perfect. Okay, all right, so basically we are done with the design, what we need to design. We are done with the design over here. Now we need to have it animate as we select the next one. That is what we want it to do. So for us to have the animation that I showed you at the beginning, let me show that once again. So this animation where as you select it, you have your one of the boxes being highlighted, and then this box appearing over here, and then the moment you are talking about the next point, it moves with this smooth and beautiful animation. Then you explain the third point about the third type of pizza you have, the fourth point, and then the fifth point. The same way, the animation is very smooth and very fluid. That is what we want to achieve. So to do that, we have to duplicate the slide that we made earlier on and then do some changes. So let's look at that. So I go back to my original design, then I right click on it and I select duplicate slide. Now once I have the duplicated slide, I come to the second slide. Okay, now over here I can now select the text box over here, come to shape format, then I give it a color. So I'm going to give it this red color, the same as the title over here. Then I can now come to insert shapes. I come to this rounded corners rectangle, and then I drag it across my text over here, and then make the edges round. Then I come over here, shape format, then I select send to back. Okay, so I want to send it to the back. Then shape fill, I select this color, shape outline, no color. Okay, so I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger, and let me send this guy to the top. 1 2 3 4. Then go to the first one as well, select this guy, then 1 2 3 4, so that there will be consistency in what you are doing. Okay, so okay, so this is the title slide. Let me bring this guy down a little. Okay, so this is the title slide. Now you want to highlight your title and then come to home and give it a white color so that it shows when the animation is playing. So you give it a white color over here, and then yeah, this is the first one. You have the box over here, you have this guy highlighted, and then you have your text changing color. Now as it transitions from nothing to the first one, and then it has to move to the second one, we need to duplicate this slide again, duplicate it. Okay, but this time around on the test slide, we come back to this guy, shape format, then we select the previous color that it already has. So select this guy so it looks like nothing has happened to it. Then the font we have over here, I select that, I clean it, I type small a, then I select it, go to home, and then in my font family over here, I type Webdings, 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 and I press enter. Once I do that, it's going to convert my small a into this correct or mark arrow sign. That is what we want to have. So now that I have that, I can now just select my box from the back over here, then I move it to the second guy over here that I have. So I position it over here well enough to cover what I have. Now I select my previous text, then I give it a color I initially gave everything over here, so the third one over here, so it looks as if nothing has happened to that. Now I select these guys over here, then I give them a white color over here, then I select this guy, come to shape format, and then I give it this color. So already, as you can see that from nothing, as you come to the first one, you have this guy selected and this box also appears. Now when you move to the second one, you have this guy moving here. Okay, this one is now highlighted, this box, this rounded edge rectangle is now here. This guy is back to the way it was at the first slide, and then this has now ticked from 1 to a mark sign. So let's look at how that animation will play out if we play it. So I come to show. So this is how our design looks like. Now the moment you click next, you're gonna have it animate beautifully in, as you can see over here. So this is how it looks like. Then if I select the mouse or I click next again, I can see how beautiful the box moves down, and then how the number 2 is now selected, and then the number 1 has changed from 1 to this mark arrow sign. So let's continue, and now we have to duplicate the second one we have over here. We duplicate that, and then we repeat the same previous steps. So it means we select this guy, we go to shape format, we give it back its original color, and then I select the 2 over here, I type small a, I select that, then I go to my home, I come here, I type Webdings to have it into the mark sign. Now I can now move my box from here down to the third one I have over here. So I position it very well to my liking. Then I select these previous ones because they are white, they are not showing. I select them, I give it their color to look like the previous one. Then I select this new text, I come over here, I give it the color white. I select this guy over here, I select this box, then I come to shape format, shape fill, and then I fill it with this color. So that is basically what you're going to do, and then you're going to have the smooth animation as you saw at the beginning of this video. That is all there is about it, and I hope I've been able to explain it really well for your understanding. Now I'm going to speed up the rest of the process, so enjoy, and then I hope you've learned something new. All right, so that is pretty much how we um, do this type of animation in PowerPoint, and this is how this is the idea behind this smooth and beautiful morph effect that is actually present in Office 365. Like I said, because I'm using Office 2016, I do not have the morph effect applied, or else I would have done this and select all these guys, then go to animation, and then transition, and then I select the morph effect from one of the transitions over here. Because in Office 2016 is not here, I can't do that. That is why I used a template that already has the morph effect applied to it. But you already get a general idea of how to go about creating this amazing menu in your presentation. So I hope this will help you actually impress your audience in your next presentation that you're going to do. Maybe it may not be necessarily a food presentation that you're going to do, but this can be applied for any design that you want to do, whether being in school, in the lab, at your workplace, any place at all. This can really be helpful for you. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this tutorial has really been helpful to you, and if it has, kindly help me reach more audience by sharing this video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on the notification button. Until I see you again, bye bye. And this is the online tutor. Thank you.